Hey everyone, Dash Attack here. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. We're here at Nerdrotic's page to talk about his Rebel Moon review, which I'm about to watch. Now, it's not like I think we agree on some things, like Disney is wrong with Hollywood, so please do not take this as a personal attack on his entire channel. I just think he's has Snyder derangement syndrome. I think I think the entire internet has Snyder derangement syndrome just from their overreactions for Rebel Moon. I mean, at worst, it's just an alright movie. It's got issues, but like people are getting really, really mad. I think it's because they think it might actually become a new franchise. So let's see. I'm going to start, but before I begin, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Oh, I see what he did there. He's making fun of the slow motion. Fair point. I personally love that shit. Okay, those sounds aren't actually in the movie.
Yes, get on with it!
Directorial.com.
Greetings,
See, he's going all out with it.
you over 931,000 awakening wonders and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. It's Snyder in time. Been a while since I reviewed a Zack Snyder film. The last one was the Justice League Snyder Cut, which I liked. Unfortunately, I dipped out after 10 minutes of Army of the Dead because it felt like watching a movie without my glasses on.
Where is his glasses? He can't see without his glasses. Put his glasses on.
But now Zack is back with
I hated Army of the Dead, just FYI.
Rebel Moon, a rejected R-rated Star Wars script by Kathleen Kennedy, no less, that Zack Snyder turned into his own original story. Some have said Rebel Moon has the feel and the look of Star Wars.
And yet it really doesn't.
Okay, it could be Star Wars if you took out all the likable characters, plot, creativity, world building, levity, verisimilitude, humanity, and talent. No, I think a better description is this is a Zack Snyder smorgasbord of things like Dune, Ice Pirates, Battle Beyond the Stars, Heavy Metal, and A Bug's Life, which are all things I like. This is in my wheelhouse. I like the trailer. I was looking forward to this movie. And during the
He was? So maybe I was wrong.
first 15 or 20 minutes, it wasn't so bad. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie played out like, I won't say fan fiction, but I will say a poorly written YA novel that lacks any heart, depth, or story, but it is packed with intersectional feminism. But
Oh. Okay, now see, I didn't... This is probably where we're going to disagree, because I really didn't think the movie was that woke at all.
not to worry, because Rebel Moon, the Feminist of Fire, Part 1 is just the PG-13 version. We're going to get a much longer director's cut that's rated R 3 months after the PG-13 version of Rebel Moon, The Cringe Giver, Part 2.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Then you'll get the much more fleshed out rated R version of Rebel Moon, The Cringe Giver, 3 months after the much more fleshed out rated R version of Rebel Moon, The Feminist of Fire. Now you
Oh my god, he's just a feminist, 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 feminist. How is it feminist? Okay. This is, he had me. He had me. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong. And then, nope. Buzzwords, buzzwords, buzzwords. Oh my god. It is kind of bullcrap how they're, spacing all this stuff out. Like, they should have just put the R-rated cut right away. I completely agree with him on that.
You may ask yourself, why would you waste your time watching a non-director's cut of a Zack Snyder film when, in my opinion, his director's cuts, in some cases, are better? I'm asking myself that question right now because after watching Rebel Moon, The Girl Boss of Fire Part 1, I don't care about a director's cut. Is it the worst thing I've seen this year? No. Is it good? No. The plot goes something like this. Korra, no, not that Korra, this is another lame Korra, along with the second Dario Naharis, is dispensed to follow the plot of Seven Samurai after the first Dario Naharis shakes down their little village for some grain.
What is it that this town really does well?
Farming. That is our skill. That we can do. That they cannot.
He's part of an evil empire that got slightly more evil when they killed the semi-evil king and queen.
It's true, they did get more evil after the king's death. That's kind of like the whole point. Like, you know, like the whole place got worse after the king's death.
And their benevolent space Jesus daughter. Now the first
Okay, he's got that part right too.
Dario Naharis is in command of the space battleship Yamato, traveling via space vagina to crush any resistance to the Empire. And the vast majority of this, well, I can't call it a movie, episode is spent collecting our characters. This, of course, includes Dario Naharis 2, who, quite frankly, is the most semi-fleshed out character in Rebel Moon. He's just a simple farmer who...
Gunner is the best character. I'll agree with him on that, too.
Watches the girl do the farming, gets saved by the girl multiple times, including being saved by tiny little Korra after he gets his balls grabbed and hit on by a pig guy in the space gay bar. I can see Zack Snyder's pitch to Kathleen Kennedy now. Hey, what if we do a cantina scene, except it's a gay bar? And Kathleen Kennedy responds, oh, we're going to do that already. It's called The Acolyte. You know that.
I know.
From former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, now, like, yeah, we know this cancer is coming. What does that have to do with Rebel Moon?
Leslie Headland. Anyway, in that gay bar, they conveniently run into Charlie Hunnam's Kai and his horrible accent, and the treacherous rogue just volunteers his ship to go help them find a bunch of rebels and doesn't even ask for much money. That's not a red flag. I wonder who's going to betray them later. Then they're off to collect a character named Tarek, who's totally not like Turok.
Okay, so he says, like, they made... See, right over the bat, she made a mistake trusting him. Okay, so, you know, as I said in my Mary Sue video, she's not a Mary Sue, so I'm not understanding how this film is feminist propaganda.
Dinosaur Hunter. And the scene with Tarek, not Turok, sums up Zack Snyder and this film.
Wait, Nerdrotic knows what Turok is? Huh.
It was cool looking, watching him fly a griffin, and completely pointless. Harry Potter did it with the hippogriff much better. Then they're off to get not so stereotypical Asian swordswoman, Nemesis. And no, I'm not kidding. She's not a very stereotypical Asian swordswoman because she's not very good at swordplay. How'd you manage that, Zack Snyder? Next thing you're gonna tell me, she can't do math. Then our plucky...
What the fuck? Where's he getting this shit?
Crew of rebels is off to planet Gladiator to collect a cast.
Okay, so he's really basically speeding up, like, the movie. Yeah, like I said, the movie has issues, like, you know, it's go from point A to point B. Still so much more preferable than, like, The Force Awakens just rehashing A New Hope.
Member from the movie Gladiator, and their final destination is to pick up members of Space Antifa, including...
How are they Space Antifa, other than the fact that they're fighting actual Nazis and not, like, grandmas with Trump hats? You know... So, it looks like this review is kind of like half of what I expected, and partly what I didn't expect. Like, he's kind of objectively viewing the movie, pointing out its actual flaws, and then he's, like, inserting all this other stuff to try and make it, like, more worse and more political than it actually is. Just my take.
Ray Fisher, you know, the man Joss Whedon made cry, and non-binary woman, who look like they're all members of the Fury.
Okay, just so you know, the character's gender identity is only mentioned in interviews. They never actually say that in the actual film. Maybe it's in the director's cut. I don't know. But you know, only people who like pay attention to closely to bounding into comments, bounding into comics would even know that detail about that particular character. And it was probably just a thing like, "Hey Zack, can my character be non-binary too?" And Zack's all like, "Oh yeah, sure." And that's probably it.
Furiosa fan club. And if you think I'm kidding about the space Antifa thing, well, I'm not. This brings us to our 5'5" uber feminist
He really thought that was a good joke.
girl boss of fire.
Beloved, I don't know if I'm capable of either.
At the Academy Militaire,
I actually liked that scene. He tried to make it look worse.
they encouraged us to find a lover, someone we would defend with our lives, when the politics of expansion became too abstract.
Now I'm getting an ad. I hate these things. This is a fake mobile game.
Learn she's the personal guard to the space Jesus daughter of the slightly less evil king and queen of the mother world. And of course we know the space Jesus daughter is still alive, which literally makes this story the girl who's the key to everything is in search of the girl who's the key to everything.
No. Okay. Rey, the key to everything, was bad because she was the main character and it was never brought out. The princess is a plot character. Like, Zelda is the key to everything in Legend of Zelda. Are you going to say Zelda is a feminist, propaganda film? Because Zelda's the key to everything? Because she is. In most every Zelda game, she is the key to everything. Even if she's not directly the main character.
King and queen who were assassinated, and then the throne was usurped by Regent Belisarius, who I'm sure had nothing to do with their murder. Cora is played by 5'5" Sophia Boutella, and while I liked her a lot in Kingsman, she is absolutely terrible as the lead in Rebel Moon. And she has every aspect of the modern intersectional feminist female lead trope of woke Hollywood. She's doing the farming while a guy watches. She beat the crap out of...
Everyone was done with their work for the day. Okay? And he's watching because he has a crush on her. So, right off the bat, he got that part wrong.
The rapey male feminist division of the mother world, who are all men twice her size. She handles the gay pigman groper with ease, where Dario Naharis too was having trouble with.
Gee, I guess all that training she did at the mother world, it's like, yeah, her power is explained. So he's just mad that the girl did things. Wow. This is worse than I thought. I didn't actually think he'd actually, this isn't well thought out at all. You could just call it a feminist film just because there's a girl in it. I didn't think it was that deep. But it is. Wow.
With them, I'll ask you, dear viewer, which scene has more verisimilitude with a lead character who's intimidating? This scene from Reacher or this scene from Rebel Moon?
You should have killed me. Now you're gonna die.
I'm gonna give you one chance to just turn and walk away.
But in this
I love the Goonies.
episode, because it's not a movie, she's one tough chihuahua. Now you might ask, does she have cybernetic enhancements? Is she on some sort of drug? Does she have superpowers? Nope, she's just really well trained.
Girls get it done.
Wasn't that the whole problem with Rey, that she didn't train? Oh my god, if this was a guy character, you wouldn't even be fucking complaining, dude. Okay, everyone hated Rey because everyone could see she was being treated with kitty gloves because she was a girl. Okay.
I can't call it really an ending. I would say the plot from this episode runs out at the end, where there's a big battle between Space Antifa and the Space Nazis, who strangely look like they're in communist uniforms, and extra points for Zack Snyder for being accurate. Ray Fisher, being a man, of course has to die so his girl boss sister can go off to lead Space Antifa.
Booyah.
And of course, Charlie Hunnam's character betrays everyone, but instead of giving him a redemption arc, they kill him because he's the disposable straight white male, although
They had a straight white male kill him, though. And that was Gunner's best role. Okay, you spent the other part of the review saying how Gunner is useless, and that was, like, the most heroic thing he did in the entire fucking movie. That was Gunner's, like, kind of redemption arc. Oh my god.
though they did meet him in the space gay bar. Dario Naharis 1 faces off against Dario Naharis 2, and then Korra beats the crap out of Dario Naharis 1, and that's the end of part 1. And after all this, I still have a lot of questions. Why would a
You're supposed to. It's called a cliffhanger.
technically advanced empire capable of interstellar space travel through space
I love the space vagina.
vaginas who are capable of extracting memories from a dead man's brain not be able to grow food on a spaceship? What happened?
They didn't need the food. They were clearly just trying to be dicks to the to the locals. It's all about subjugation. That's what I got. Anyway, like, they were looking for an excuse to bully them, because that's what bullies do.
To the one good guy from the male feminist rapey division who
Oh, he's going to be in part 2.
tried to fight off the rapey guys. They were obviously setting him up for something, and then he was completely forgotten. Why introduce, quite frankly, the most interesting character, a robot with Anthony Hopkins' voice, and then have him f*** off until the very ending of the film?
This I actually agree with. I wish there was more Jimmy in this part 1. Maybe he's more in the extended cut. Why would you cut out Anthony Hopkins from the main cut everyone is going to watch? Ugh.
And why would you kill off the other two characters that are slightly more interesting than everyone else, including Jenna Malone's Spider-Woman and Charlie Hunnam's Kai? That's right, even with his bad accent, he's more interesting. Why does Hollywood still think the girl is the key to everything is interesting? I guess the two biggest questions are, why in the hell should I care about anybody in this film? And why in the hell would anybody waste their time during the holidays watching it? This is the story.
Well, apparently people are, though. Everyone's watching it, including you, Gary.
Story of Zack. That's just one small example. But not to worry if you didn't get enough characterization or context for the story. There's a prequel comic coming from worst-selling...
Oh yeah, I'm not getting that, Mags. Not interested in that comic.
There's the guidebook on Netflix. Or you can wait for the director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1 after you watch Rebel Moon Part 2. And then you can watch the director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 2 after you watch the director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1. Zack Snyder set out to make his own Star Wars and completely failed. Where he did succeed was making a pretty good imitation of Disney's Star Wars. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe.
Rebel Moon's so much better than Disney's Star Wars. I'd watch it any time. It's more interesting. I'm more curious about the characters. Yeah. I'll say his review's better than Drinker's review. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.